Don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. I just need your body, baby. Don't last too long. Don't need to speak my mind to turn it out. You just leave it over to me. I can show you what it's all about. Don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just hope to get some time with your kids. Here's my mom, about that baby, about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. Mom, about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. Mom, about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. Like mom, about that baby, baby. Yeah, it's pretty clear. You like my size too. You can shake it if you want to. You got that boom boom, that all the boys chase. All right places. See a magazine, working a Photoshop. You know that it ain't real. Come on now, make it stop. You got that beauty. Just raise it up, 'cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Your mama, she told you don't worry about the side. Someone's like me, like moving to hold night. Don't want no stick figure silly for what it's all. That's what you gotta promise someone will be right along. But I'm all about that baby, about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. I'm all about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. I'm all about that baby, about that baby, no sugar. All about that baby. I'm talking to the baby. If you won't impress me, you can't be too flooded, mama. I know how to undress me. Got to be your fantasy. Maybe you could be mine. Just leave it all up to me. We could have a good time. Don't have to be rich, be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just hope to get some time with your face. Thank you so much. So, how many of you guys are from here or near here? Whoa! That's a lot of people. I learned some things recently about Pittsburgh. No good things, like things that you probably already know. Like, you're really far away from Philadelphia. I didn't know. And the sad part is I grew up in Virginia. But you just think it's so close, but it's not. It's really big. Because Pennsylvania is like the size of Virginia and West Virginia, east to west.
West Virginia!
Yes. Yeah, I didn't really have much to do with the conversation, but West Virginia. Love it. Hi. I was talking to her, but hi to you too. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
I just want to let you know that I listen to the Christmas album all year long. All right, and how was it recording it with the cast?
course not. They're perfect singers, all of them, to the note. Actually, that's not true. It is true, they're perfect singers, but we did auto-tune a little. We auto-tune everything to a certain extent in the studio. It's just if you're a bad singer, you can hear that you've auto-tuned it. And if you're a good singer, you kind of listen to it and you're like, that's super close. I know I could sing that if I went back in and spent another 2 hours, or we could just spend 1 second, and it's perfect. So there was a few little tweaks and cuts, and the difference was with those guys. A lot of times when you do an album, you have tons of time to do it. So your vocals, you go in and you sing. If it's not perfect, you say, okay, we'll do it again tomorrow, or we'll do it next week. Those guys are so busy that what you get is what you get. You know what I mean? Like to get them in the studio for a couple hours is an accomplishment unto itself. So once you get them in, you just have them sing it as many times as they are willing, and then at the end you take everything back and you kind of edit. You're like, okay, well this line was really good, and that word he was coughing in that word, so let's find a word from a different take, and you just kind of build the best track you can from what you have, and then yeah, that's pretty much the process. But more important than the technical stuff, it was really fun. It was really fun. I've gone to visit those guys on set quite a few times, so it's always fun for me to see the way that they work in the environment that the show's created, and kind of see what their day-to-day stuff is like. So it was fun to have them in my world, which is infinitely less interesting than being on the TV show. I mean, the studio part, at least, singing into a microphone, and there's not even a crowd there, so, but it was really fun. Those guys, I'm sure, as you know, if you're going to be here, they're really fun to hang out with, so when I get the chance to, I do it.
Awesome, well thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I have a question for you about the Tough Mudder. And what was that whole experience really like?
It was the best, worst, funnest, most painful, scariest thing that I can't wait to do again. Yeah, it was really fun. There was I don't really remember how that started. I mean, it was an email text chain where there's a bunch of us on it, and it just kind of went out, and they were like, yeah, and everybody checked their schedule. Some guys couldn't do it, some guys could. And we had every intention of, those guys are always, I had every intention of like training, like putting my Rocky music on and doing my own Stallone montage and being ripped at the end of it and like walking out and being like, dude, what happened? It didn't happen. I went in like 2 weeks before, like I kept putting it off. And I was like, okay, the best way to get in shape these days is obviously CrossFit. Of course, everybody's doing CrossFit, they look amazing. I'll go to a CrossFit gym and put myself into shape in 2 weeks. And I went in and they were doing some crazy 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 every other exercise they could pick up. And I just jumped in. I was like, hey, no pain, right? I'm in. And I limped out of there, both physically and mentally defeated. I didn't finish it. And the next day, I couldn't move my arms. And the day after that, I could move them even less. And so by the third day, every single solitary part of my body hurt. And I sat down at the computer and I was like sending some emails.
Hi guys.
Hi you guys.
That's our row AB friends. Did you get your earplugs?
How are you?
We're not up there today.
No, that's
You need your hand
We're like,
I couldn't push you down.
and she's in front of me, so we're like,
These are the friends you went to Maryland and drove in with?
no.
Oh, okay.
We came up from West Virginia. We just came straight up 79. So.
Well, then I texted.
We just got earplugs, so if you hear of anybody that says it's too loud for them, come to me and I'll give them some earplugs.
Okay.
Thank you, Jellicoe.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get on the plane. Like, I think I'm gonna
the worst possible overuse, scaring the heck out of myself, thinking like, oh, I totally have that. I've got rhabdomyosis or whatever it is. I'm gonna die. I should go to the hospital. So, but the mutter was awesome.
Thank you so much.
I eventually got less sore to the point where I could move and I could function. And so we did it. Thankfully, there was a ton of people in the course and it went really slow, so I didn't even slow them down all that much. Hi.
Hi. So
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So I totally love and appreciate your stage it shows.
Thank you.
They have like helped me study a lot. So I'll be watching them while studying. What makes you like want to spend your time doing that for us?
Stage It, if you guys don't know what Stage It is, it's an online venue. So it's basically like a musician can log on to Stage It and put on a show. And tons of artists do it. I try to do about one a month. And it's really fun because it's basically what I would be doing anyway. It's basically a rehearsal. So I log in from my studio at my house and I just do kind of what I'm doing now. Less talking, more singing, but a lot of talking too. And it's basically just a way to turn the notch up a little bit on your rehearsal, because you know people are watching and there's interaction and it's an actual like performance rehearsal to me, as opposed to like singing by yourself in your room or playing guitar in your room, where if your phone rings, you're going to answer your phone, or if you're thirsty, you're going to stop playing and get up and go. But if you're on the clock and you've got an hour to play, you have to get ready, you have to prepare, you have to be on beginning to end. Plus, it's just a fun way to connect with fans that are kind of spread out all over the place. Fans that don't normally get to be in the same show. It's people from Germany or England or Pittsburgh can tune in. So that's really fun. It's been, I don't know, 4 years, something like that. I've been doing it. Crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take one more and then I'll sing a song.
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
My aunt and I met you at DCCon a couple months back.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. And you were talking about how there was a specific song that you were terrified to sing at one point in your life, but then you got up and did it anyways. I was just wondering if there was actually ever a con experience that you were afraid to sing at because like there were too many people, or there was something wrong with the tech, or something like that.
Do you remember what the song was?
I do not remember. Sorry.
That's good, because I don't either, so I'm going to make one up, and I just wanted to make sure. Call me out. It was a Ave Maria?
That's my aunt.
How did you know? It was a specific song that I was afraid to sing that you sang, and then I sang it anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, the song that was a song called Hallelujah.
Yes.
It's by Leonard Cohen. The version that I do is kind of inspired by Jeff Buckley.
Yep.
And it's a really emotional song, and everyone kind of has their own take and their own feel about it. And people would ask me to sing it all the time, and I would always kind of say no, and I'd push it off because it's just so many people sing it, you know what I mean? And then I kind of got to the place, I don't really know what it was. It was a specific thing that I had learned it for. Like it was a wedding or something. Someone asked me to specifically sing it, so I learned it and I sang it, and I just really loved the song. And I kind of came to realize that a really beautiful song is kind of like Shakespeare, in the sense that once a really good actor does a Shakespeare play, it's not done, it's not finished, block it up, that guy did it and he nailed it, so nobody else can do Shakespeare. It's, people want to see their actor, their favorite actor, or an actor that they appreciate and enjoy, do things that they've seen other people do to kind of contrast and compare and really see how that person makes it their own. So that was kind of the conclusion I came to with Hallelujah. Like it's like a good Shakespeare play where you can look it up and there's 100 100 artists that have sang it, and you can hear somebody that you know, so you can kind of see what they do with it, where their voice fits in with it. And that's also why I do a lot of cover songs. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll play a little bit.
That's 43. 41. Thank you.
There was a secret chord David played and he pleased the Lord, but you don't really care music, do ya? But it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. Baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. You know her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. And she tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne when she cut your hair. From your lips she drew a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Thank you guys. That song's similar to what I was saying before about how the song takes on different meanings and feelings and stuff. It's even better, obviously, with Rob Benedict. When the two of us can kind of play off of each other and stuff. So we've done that a bunch of times together. It's really fun. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good.
Good. First, I'd like to thank you for playing us that little mini excerpt because it's one of my favorite songs. So
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. It was beautiful.
My pleasure.
So, my question is, I was just wondering, what made you get into music business? Like, did you play as a child, or what inspired you? Do you have any music idols, that sort of thing?
Music was always around when I was growing up, but I didn't ever play or perform until pretty late. I did, the normal stuff. I had a guitar, I learned a couple chords, but I didn't really play in high school. And the long and short of it is I thought I was going to play basketball in college before the coach told me that I actually wasn't good, and I was kind of crazy. So, but that helped. And then I was leaving the tryouts, and he didn't really say that. He was really nice, but I didn't make the team. And I was walking back across campus, and I saw a sign that was like, "Hey, if you like to travel, and you like to sing, and you like to have fun, join this a cappella group." And I was like, "Well, I really like to travel, and I love to have fun. I don't know if I can sing, but we'll figure it out." So I went and I just auditioned. I just kind of I was super nervous, and I just walked in and sang, and I ended up getting into a group, and then that was a 4 or 5 year endeavor where I really learned vocally it was a neat experience because I learned about music with my voice. I never had guitar lessons or piano lessons or anything like that, so it was just a bunch of guys listening to a song and trying to figure out how to remake that song with just their voices. So there's people singing the bass and the baritone and the tenor and the guitar and all that kind of stuff, and that was really where I learned about music. It's also why I love the opportunity to sing with my friends, you know, because that's how I learned, and that was really part of my experience. So any chance I get to harmonize with someone or play off someone on stage or be part of a group that's performing, I really prefer it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I was just wondering, like, what part of music speaks to you personally? Like, I don't know if it's cheesy to say, but like your soul. Like, what part of music really like inflames your inspiration and whatnot?
You mean what? Just
Like,
in general, what about music is it?
Like melodies, the lyrics, the flow. Which one is it for you?
I think because of what I was just saying about the way that I kind of learned music, for me it's the melody, the vocal. All of my favorite music is stuff that has a really strong vocal presence, and some of it is really simple musically. I mean, a lot of my songs that I write are simple, you know, I mean, they're 2, 3, 4 chords, because it kind of allows the voice to speak, you know. I mean, I love rock and roll, I love jazz, I love all the stuff that's really intricate and complicated, but when I'm playing or singing, that's not where I gravitate naturally. So yes, the vocal, like I love Motown stuff, I love old kind of soul singers, because they sing from a place deep within their body, you know what I mean? It feels like they're singing from somewhere that not even everyone has in their body, much less can access. But yeah, I think that just when you said soul, it reminded me of Lisa tweeted something the other day. I think it was a C.S. Lewis quote, but it said, "I don't have a soul, I am a soul, I have a body," which I think is awesome, because I really think that is, you know, this is not who I am or you are, you know, what comes out of this is who you are, you know, and that's where the music goes, you know what I mean? You can have a manifestation of what you're feeling if you're dancing or if you're doing something, you know what I mean? But that's a example of how that music is landing on your soul, you know? And I think music is just a direct line into that part of you that's really hard to describe and really hard to access, but somehow music just lands there, and that's kind of its place.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. We got super deep there, guys. I'll take one more and then I'll play a song.
Hi, my question is, you work with Supernatural, but you aren't on it. If you were on Supernatural, is there a certain specific character you would want to play?
I mean, I feel like, thank you for the question, excellent question, and I feel like the answer is somewhat obvious. I think any person given a choice would say, I want to be a Winchester.
Of course, I would too.
So, I mean, I would like to, you know, nothing too crazy, just like the cousin, long-lost cousin, comes in and saves the day, and somehow maybe gets a spin-off. I don't know, you know, we're just spitballing here. So that was if I had my choice. Realistically, I would still thoroughly enjoy being cop number 2 that gets eaten by a chupacabra in the first 5 minutes, which probably has a little bit more chance of having slightly more. No, but it's fun. I mean, I've been up there on the set so many times, and I've seen the way those guys work, and it's work. I mean, it's long, long days. But those guys have been doing it for so long, and the crew, a lot of those guys are there from day one, so it's just a well-oiled machine, you know. I would be so ridiculously nervous to jump into that scenario. Not that I wouldn't do it, I would. But it's like everybody knows their place and they know what they're doing, and the guy with the tape and it's like it's a dance, you know what I mean? Like they just all know what's the guy carrying the light and the gaffer, and they go, I mean, it's, so I definitely would be nervous to walk on set and be like, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down right here. Tell me what I need to do. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
I'm going to try something. I don't know if it'll work with the echo, but there's really only one way to find out.
No, you got me laid down, got me down on my knees. Wanna get in my way, you got me begging, please. Never matter what I'll do, yeah. I'll just wait for you. No, you got me down, down. No, you got me down, down. Have you leave spinning, drop it over when you say, yeah. No, I love my station, no better situation. God is what I'm after, all I want is you. You know you got me down, down. No, you got me down, down. No, you got me down.
Was the last question I took from that side or that side?
That side.
So I'm on this side. You guys, thank you so much. What's your question? Just kidding. What's your, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What's your question?
Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to get started in the music industry?
Yes. So much advice. But the most important thing is do it every single day in some form or another. You don't have to, I mean, if you want to be like a jazz musician or a jazz singer or something crazy, then you have to really, really practice every single day like crazy. But if you want to just do kind of more laid-back singer-songwriter type stuff, and you want to write and you want to sing, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a singer.
Do you play any instruments?
Sort of the piano, but mainly just the vocalist.
Awesome. That's my advice. Play every single day. I would really work on the piano, because the piano is a super helpful device for a singer and a songwriter. I don't play the piano, and I wish I did. Because if you learn the guitar, then you know the guitar, but if you learn piano, then you know music. And then, do you perform?
I did school musicals and stuff like that. I just graduated high school.
Congratulations. Yeah, I would say do it every day. Get better at the piano, and try to perform. You know, because there's two completely separate things. There's learning and practicing music and singing, and then there's learning and practicing performance. Because you can be, I know people like this, they are the most amazing musicians you've ever heard in your entire life in their bedroom. And then they get out on stage, and just the nerves get them. You know, and it used to be neat too. Like I used to get out on stage, and I would kind of clamp up, you know, and I'd sing the right notes, and I'd play the song, but I would just kind of sing it and play it, and then I would walk away, and I just couldn't wait to be done. But the more I played, and the more that I was on stage, the more I was in front of people, the more I craved it, and I got comfortable being here, just being yourself. Like, I absolutely promise you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna have moments on stage where you just want to sink down into the stage and pretend like this whole place does not exist. And those moments are awesome because you have them and you get through them and you realize that the world is still here. You're still a musician. You can still play, and it goes on. So you just kind of embrace the fact that it's going to happen. You're going to mess up, and sometimes it's kind of fun. That's my advice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Hi.
Hi, you mentioned earlier that one of your songs was on Supernatural. Which song or which episode?
It is shocking to say that it was 7 years ago. And it was on the first episode of season 4. It was actually a really funny scene. So the story is, I had played a couple of these things just as the band, just like nothing to do with the show. And I was at one of them, and Eric Kripke was there, and he was backstage. And we were chatting and stuff. We got talking about the show and kind of just his inspiration for it, and how his relationship with his brother was a big influence. And I was talking about how me and my brother have a similar relationship, and how it's real and plays well, you know. And then we got talking about music. He was like, well, we've used your stuff on the show before, right? And I was like, no. You know, you would think so, because I'm here in this green room, but no. And so he said, dude, give me your music. I'm gonna find a place for it. And I handed him the CD, obviously, but as I handed it to him, I was like, look, you're gonna listen to this, and you're gonna go, I don't think so. Because I sing a lot of love songs. I'm kind of a laid-back acoustic guy. And I just don't know that it fits in a show with a badass muscle car driving around playing AC/DC and 2 dudes shooting stuff. So I'm not going to be offended when you listen to it and you say it doesn't fit. You know, like I get it. I'm okay with it. And he kind of laughed. He was like, "We'll find something." like, all right. So I gave it to him. And so the scene, which one of the reasons I love the show so much is because they're so smart. And the comedy that they have is genius. So the scene is Dean comes back from hell, and they have an emotional reunion. Sam has been driving baby for 6 months because he thought Dean was dead, and Dean has this awesome reunion with his prized car. And he gets in, and there's a cute little white iPod. And he's like, what the hell, man? And then kind of gets over it, he starts the car, and my pretty little voice comes out the speakers. And obviously, thank you. So, Sam, the sensitive one, he's a fan, he's a J-Man's fan. Dean, obviously, would never be caught dead listening to such garbage. So he looks over, and he kind of doesn't shake and pulls the iPod out and throws it in the back seat, and on they go. Which I thought was probably my most favorite time that music has ever been in an episode. Ever. It was awesome. I usually get I'll get a call from somebody, and they'll be like, hey, your music's going to be on Parks and Rec, or Happy Endings, or whatever other, NBC, CBS, something or other. And I'll be like, oh, that's awesome, cool. So I'll call friends and like, hey, watch Parks and Rec tonight. And so everybody watches it. And they're like, I thought your music was in the show. And I'm like, I thought so too. So I rewind on the TiVo and I watch it again. And I'm like, oh yeah, the scene at the pool, if you turn it up really, really loud, you can hear like a second of it. And behind, right after the waiter drops the plates, you can hear mine. So to have not only in a show that is awesome, but to have it like the characters in the scene referencing and reacting to it, for good or for bad, I really, really thought it was awesome. So thank you for the question.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'll take one more and then I'll play a song.
Okay, so I'm actually in an acapella group too, like at my high school.
Awesome.
So I was just wondering, what genre you focused on when you were in yours, and how you got into vocal percussion, since you have beatbox and stuff.
We did all pop, modern stuff. So we did anything from Jimi Hendrix to Dave Matthews to, just anything we heard on the radio that we liked, we would figure out how to sing it. And the vocal percussion happened because that's just something that you do in acapella, because obviously there's no instruments. And my brother was a really big fan of the Fat Boys growing up. Did you guys ever hear? Do you guys remember that group? I loved it because he loved it. He was my older brother, so he always had that playing. And that was the first time I'd ever heard vocal percussion. And he and I used to try to mimic them and talk about who was doing it better. And it just stemmed from that. From that, I could always kind of, once you learn those noises, like the bass and the snare, and you have that kind of bag of tricks to pull from, you can kind of fake it. You can listen to a song and kind of hear that usually starts with it. You just kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? What's that?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And speaking of vocal percussion, I have a buddy. You guys know who Blake Lewis is? He's a buddy of mine from LA. And I love doing vocal percussion. That's really fun. Until you hear someone like that do it, and you feel like you're the guy that thought he could play guitar, and then Billy walks out on stage. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna take my vocal percussion. Come over here, man.
I that you were going to take the vocal percussion from over here?
No, wait, I want to do what Richard Bob always do.
Hi.
Hold on, watch. This is what they do. Take vocal percussion. We don't. You made it so easy for us. Well, that's our Bob does. Hold on, let me do it again. One more time. Hi, you guys. Hi. Gosh, I'm really sorry. Alright, but you guys give it up for Jason, right? Woo!
That was really fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.
They made it easy for us. We don't actually have to take anybody off stage. No. That's nice. Perfect like that. He's perfect. Alder Finn. He's perfect. But we are going to bring someone else on stage for you.
No big deal.
Because you know what Supernatural is known for? Is having ugly dudes that are not very charming. Like, you don't want to sit and listen to them at all. So thank God we're going to keep the show rolling.
Yes, thank God.
With the handsome and incredibly charming Gil McKay!
I will be your father figure. I have had enough. I will be the one who loves you till the end of time.
Very nice to him.
I was a little off with the dancing. I usually do that with Richard and Rob. They both have penises. So.
Okay, we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
No, please don't work on that.
Bye, you guys.
What's up? Hey, Jason. Where you going? What's up, guys? Since Jason's here, why don't we do a little song? Let's just get that part out of the way. This is totally off the cuff, so.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and I watch them roll away again. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. Yeah, I had nothing to live for. Look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I was gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones, this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. So I'm just gonna sit on the top of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
Thank you. Thanks, Jason. You know, I've never had Jason on stage when I come out, so this is great. I thought I would take advantage of it. Great job. Go take a nap. What's up?